Hi guys, welcome to Khong Driving, and we are in the new facelifted Proton X70, and we are somewhere on the highway to Johor Bahru just after Malacca. Okay, I've got a bit of a shroud over the speedometer because there's a bit of glare from the sun. Alright, so what we are going to do now is we are going to do a fuel consumption test, and we're going to test it at highway speeds at around 100 to 110 kilometers per hour to give you the simulation of the type of fuel consumption you will get driving on the highway. Okay, we're increasing speed to 110, and we're going to try to hold this speed. And initially we have zeroed the meter, and right now we have a 7.4 liter per 100 kilometer readout, and we're going at 110. Yes. So let's see what we get after a distance, and I think we're going to try to do maybe 20 to 30 kilometers. That will be able to give you a very good average. What was that sound? Okay, hopefully this cloth doesn't move. Okay. All right. So actually today is my first time driving this Proton X70, and this is the new X70 with the 7-speed DCT and a slightly detuned engine instead of the 1.8 liter. Oh yes, you can still buy the 1.8 liter. This is the 1.5 liter with 177 PS and 255 Newton meters of torque. Now on the highway it seems easy enough to drive, and of course you can easily hit the regulation speed. Now we're going to move to the left because there's a motorbike wanting to overtake us. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to try to drive at a consistent speed between 100 and 110 and check out the fuel consumption. Now we drove a bit in Malacca town just now, and at low speeds and in city environment the X70 drives very, very well. The gear ratios are very well selected, so you don't get very harsh acceleration and jerky movements. So it drives very, very well at the low speed side of it. Now we are testing fuel consumption, what you will get if you're going at 110. And we're going to try to do about, that is the blind spot warning that tells me there was a car coming to overtake us. So from here I can see that Malaysians drive actually quite fast. But anyway, we will do the regulation 110 kilometer consumption and see what we get. So far we have gone 5.9 kilometers and we have 7.5 liters per 100 kilometers. Quite acceptable as of this moment. So as usual, I'm driving in what you call fuel consumption mode. I am not giving it very harsh acceleration, and I'm trying to keep the speed consistent without any hard braking or whatever. And the highway is a very good way of testing fuel consumption because you can actually hit a consistent speed. Okay, what's different with the new X70 versus the outgoing model? Actually, the car's been available for quite a while, but this is the first time we are able to drive it. Well, the difference is this one now has 19-inch tires, which actually improve handling quite a bit. And for the X70, they have two types of drivetrains, the front-wheel drive and the all-wheel drive. Now the all-wheel drive, I think, is only restricted to the executive level, whereas the premium ones, because they got more spec and all that, they keep it down to two-wheel drive. I suppose to keep the cost down lah. But it would be nice to have a premium with all-wheel drive, right? But no, we don't have it. The all-wheel drive is for the executive level, and we have to slow down for traffic. Sorry guys, I was trying to hit 110. We've been running 110 as much as we can, but traffic, I cannot understand. It's like 200 kilometers to the end of the road and we are going at 80 just now. Okay, now it's slowly picking up. I suppose it's some slow truck trying to overtake another slow truck, and everybody tries to wait behind patiently. So we're going 110 and still catching up with that row of cars in front. We're down to 90. And our fuel consumption remains at 7.5 liters per 100 kilometers, and we've gone 10.6. Okay, we are back at 110. The car in front looks like it's going to fall asleep. Okay, we are a little bit above 110, so we're going to slow down and tuck in behind this Citra and the bus, and they are going at 100. Okay, you can't have everything. Okay, let's see what consumption we can get. So despite this being a highway, let me just tell you there are ups and downs. We just went up a little slope, and now we're going down a little slope. And in front of us, near the Jasin exit, there is another slope that we are climbing starting about now. And we still have 7.5, and we've done 13.3 kilometers. I tell you what guys, if we can hit 20 kilometers and it still remains like this, then you know for sure that the fuel consumption will be at this level. And maybe later we can do another consumption test where we have the B roads and a little bit more varied type of driving. So always remember guys, fuel consumption test is based on the conditions that you see and you drive on. So please don't argue about you should do it here, you should do it there. The test results are shown exactly as the conditions that we are driving in. Okay, for some reason the meter also becomes a little bit dark after a while. Okay, we are going 100 and it's still 7.5 and we've done 15 kilometers. So there doesn't seem to be a lot of change, yeah? Alternating between 7.4 and 7.5. Okay, I'm going to go at 110 and I'm going to overtake this bus. That's the blind spot warning. Okay, we go back. 15.8 and it's still 7.5. So how does it feel to drive the X70? Well, it feels like very normal. It doesn't feel heavy. Yeah? Well, the vehicle has lost a bit of weight because it runs a smaller engine, and it now weighs in at about 1650 kilograms, around there, depending on the spec, yeah, plus or minus, depending on what you put inside the car, but it's around 1.6 tons, which is a little bit lighter than it used to be, and that should have a little bit of effect on the fuel consumption. Okay, we have done 17.5 kilometers and it's still showing 7.5 liters per 100. So going at 110 is quite consistent with what others are doing. We are a little bit above 110 just to overtake this Saga here that is doing 110. We go back in because there are cars behind us who are going faster, and so they are overtaking us. Okay, we have done 18.7 kilometers and it's still 7.5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off at 20 kilometers, guys, because the reading is quite consistent and I do not think it will go down or up if I went another 30 kilometers or another 10 kilometers. So 19.3, 19.4. I'm going to stop the camera at 20. It's 19.5. 19.7, 19.8, 19.9, and 20. Yes. Okay, so we've gone 20 kilometers on this test. It's 7.5 liters per 100 kilometers, and that would be a very fair fuel consumption you can expect if you drive between 100 and 110 on the highway. Alright guys, that was the X70 facelift 1.5 premium model. Thanks very much for being with us, and till we meet again in our next video, bye bye. And off.